I have never done any rant videos before, but I came across something that I just felt like I wanted to address, so I felt like let's just do a rant video about it because, man, I really need to get this off my chest. Seriously. So what I'm going to be discussing today is something that came up just a few days ago, and it had to do with judging a book before actually reading it. So I don't know if most of you heard about this book that is coming out soon. It is a new book called Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven. This book has so much controversy surrounding it, and the first time I heard about how controversial it is before reading the synopsis, I'm like, I have to check this book out because, like, I was curious. What is it about that is, like, making people lose their minds over it? So I went to Goodreads and I checked out the synopsis for the book, and the first time I read it through, I was like, I don't get it. I'm not offended by the synopsis at all. So I looked through the Goodreads reviews, which weren't actually reviews, they were just comments about the book, to find out why are people, like, attacking this book so much. And what I come to find out is that it has a lot of controversy surrounding it because it is fat shaming. It's about fat shaming. And so after that, I read the synopsis again, and I kind of understood what the idea of the offense of you'd be getting from thinking that this book is about fat shaming, because in all, the book has to do with a overweight girl in a specific situation. And I'll, in case you guys have not read or heard about this book yet or read the synopsis, I'll read it right now. Okay, so it says, everyone thinks they know Libby Strout, the girl once dubbed America's fattest teen, but no one's taken the time to look past her weight to get to know who she really is. Following her mom's death, she's been picking up the pieces in the privacy of her home, dealing with her heartbroken father and her own grief. Now Libby's ready for high school, for new friends, for love, and for every possibility life has to offer. In that moment, I know the part I want to play here at MVB High. I want to be the girl who can do anything. Everyone thinks they know Jack Maslin, too. Yes, he's got swagger, but he's also mastered the impossible art of giving people what they want, of fitting in. What no one knows is that Jack has a newly acquired secret. He can't recognize faces. Even his own brothers are strangers to him. He's the guy who can re-engineer and rebuild anything in new and bad ways. But he can't understand what's going on with the inner workings of his brain. So he tells himself to play it cool, be charming, be hilarious, don't get too close to anyone. Until he meets Libby, when the two get tangled up in a cruel high school game, which lands them in group counseling and community service. Libby and Jack are both pissed and then surprised, because the more time they spend together, the less alone they feel. Because sometimes when you meet someone, it changes the world, theirs and yours. Okay, so tell me right there, how does that synopsis sound offensive? Because I don't get it. So I guess, based on the comments I've read about this, a lot of people are saying, like, oh, since this guy can't see faces, and it must mean that for this fat girl to be loved, no one can see her face or can recognize her. And it's just like, why are you jumping to conclusions? I can't, why? I just have so much to say, because this really just, like, disappointed me so much, how people were so quick to judge a book before reading it. You can't jump to conclusions like that, because the book could be amazing, and then there's all these comments down, or reviews for the book that are just, like, attacking it. Like, the whole time I was thinking about, like, how unfair this is, like, to the author, to the publishers, when these people are judging this book before giving it a chance. And to those people who are, like, attacking it, if you read the book first and you still think that it's offensive, I will believe you. But do not attack the book before reading it. It's that simple. So I'm just wanting to make this quick video just saying, like, this is how I feel about judging a book before reading it, because this just really irked me. And for one thing, I feel no offense to this at all, and I'm like overweight. So I don't understand how this has to do with fat shaming. Like, you just have to read the book first, and if you still feel that way, then that's fine, but you just have to read it first, because it could be something completely different from the synopsis. Like, the synopsis is just giving this short little thing about it, and you could be getting the total wrong idea. And for one thing, even if it is about, like, fat shaming and all that, I'm completely fine with it, because judging people on their weight happens in real life. People get picked on because of their weight constantly. And so this is just real life. It should not be offensive because this stuff happens. And I was reading on Jennifer Niven's Twitter, and this book is actually inspired by a true story that someone she knows went through. So that just proves, like, this stuff happens. Just don't get offended by it then, because it's just wrong. It just really, really is. And another thing, I love reading about things that are just relatable and that actually happen. So I actually appreciate this book already a lot more. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know if people have the same mindset I do on this book, but it'd just be nice just to get my opinion on it out there. So maybe some of you will either kind of understand what I'm getting at with it and maybe change their mind. I don't know. I could just be acting stupid. But anyway, that's all I really have to say about it. If you have read the synopsis of it yet and have opinions on it, just let me know in the comments.